The Premier League. He needs to turn this one around.
They do, yeah, and I think if you take out their last game, they kept going, they had a couple of opportunities, it went a little bit against them, but you do look at Leicester City, they will go a point behind Chelsea if they get the victory, but they're not going in form to this game, so maybe there's a chance for Sheffield United. There's no hiding place now for Sheffield United. It is what it is. You've got to roll your sleeves up, you've got to show a lot of courage, and you've got to try and get a performance to get your season going, which is easier said than done, but time is really running out from them, and that gap is massive, just that 1 point at the bottom of the league.
It's very easy to see what the problem is for Sheffield United. Just 4 goals so far this season. Oliver McBurney and Ollie Burke start up front today. Once again, Ryan Brewster starts on the bench. As for Leicester, well, it's all changed from midweek, but 2 changes from last weekend against Fulham. Mark Albrighton and Ayoze Perez, the 2 men to come into the starting lineup. No place for Dennis Pratt today. Luke Thomas drops out of the matchday squad altogether. An enigma, Leicester. Some weeks absolutely fantastic. Others not so much. Jamie Vardy, incidentally, 7 of his goals this season have come away from home. Yeah,
and I tell you what, one thing what Sheffield United do, your 2 centre-halves, Brian and Basham, they like to go forward. I just wonder if there's going to be space in behind then for Vardy. He will be looking at that. I think Brendan Rodgers is doing a great job. It's difficult really to try and win the league again, I do have to say that, but they definitely can be there or thereabouts. I just think they've gone through a little bit of, not a bad patch, just today will be a big performance for them, which will get them back up there and competing, which they can compete, but I think their squad's not big enough to go and win the league. They've done that before, so many people...
You still have 11 men on the fields, but Nicky Sowerby, you asked for common sense. Maybe that's what we saw just before half-time there, but otherwise it's been all Leicester.
I've enjoyed it, to be honest with you, and Sheffield United can take a lot out of it. There's one way Sheffield United only get something out of this game is being aggressive, getting balls into the box, being aggressive and getting tight on Leicester. They found it difficult at certain parts of the game, Leicester, to really get a grip of it. You know, they're looking for that ball for Vardy running into the channel, and they seem to quieten them down a little bit, Sheffield United, and obviously to get the goal to get back into it, that shows a lot of character. But having said that, Leicester have hit the woodwork twice and they look dangerous going forward, but it's all to play for.
I don't get Leicester at times, to be honest, Nick. You know, they go and lose convincingly to Fulham on Monday. Today, they've looked outstanding.
Yeah, you'd have a bit of luck with this, I think. It's you got the shot on the far post.
It isn't just this, I mean, but they've created so many chances aside from the goal.
Yeah, but they have done, but Sheffield United are at a different position. They're fighting for their lives, and they're in the game. They're going at 1-1, so no matter the score doesn't lie, they have a chance. It's not that much ahead for me for Leicester. I don't, even though I said they've hit the woodwork, Sheffield United still in it. You know, and I think there's a lot of joy to be had with I think we've lost the sense of defending. Now this, for me, I would look at McBurney's goal here now. Tielemans is marking him. The size difference between the pair of them is quite a bit, you know, and he's not. Tielemans isn't a defender. You would have thought. I question why Evans is not on him. You know, and it's a pretty simple header, really. The ball comes there and he just gets above him. Tielemans has no intention at all of going to attack the ball and clear it. So it's a pretty simple header. Balls into the box. I look at the modern day footballers now, especially defenders, and first and foremost, I think they're taught to play out from the back. And they lose that little bit of defending. So I think when you put balls into the box, and I'm talking about quality balls, there's a lot of joy to be had. That is what Sheffield United need to keep doing. They've got big players with your set pieces, with when you're getting decent crosses in from the flanks, it's going to cause problems, and I think that is their way forward, which they're going to get anything out of their season, today's game, because they're effective at it.
Nick, in the first game today, you said that you were disappointed with the officials not using common sense. Did Stuart Atwell do that? Absolutely. Max Lowe was on a yellow, could very easily picked up a second booking.
And thank you. I thought I was going crazy with keep saying I'm talking like an old footballer, and I just think, listen, he could have very easily, he could have gone, here we go, then there's your second yellow and you're off. But he's looked at it and he's used common sense. When I talk to you about refereeing the game, it's not a physical game. You haven't got to stamp your authority on it. Use common sense, and thank you. Thank you. There's somebody there what's listening.
I tell you, however, he's on a yellow. If he hasn't been booked, would he get a yellow for that foul?
Well, everybody would think. In the modern day game, what we're looking at now, you look at it, you think he's very lucky to stay on the pitch there. But well done, the referee. Well done. There is. Do
you think Brendan Rodgers will be saying well done, or do you think he'll be saying his side should now be a man up?
No, I think you're struggling. If you're going to depend on a game of football and talk about expecting another one of your opposition to get sent off, you're struggling, aren't you?
No, by the rules of the game, that's a booking, is it not?
Andy, stop this cheating, what it is. Stop this talking about go and win a game of football. 11 versus 11.
It's not cheating.
It's cheating.
But that was a booking, isn't it?
What are you looking at that for? If you're coming in at the end of the game and you're talking about if you haven't got any points, Leicester City will have a chance to maybe compete for the title, and you're going to talk about that instance. I don't think. I'll be very surprised if Brendan Rodgers mentions that. But Sheffield United, maybe the luck is shining on you.
Well, certainly it wasn't shining on Leicester in the first half. Twice they struck the post. Jamie Vardy at 0-0, and then 1-1 just before half-time. James Maddison hit the same post.
Yeah, I mean, you know what Vardy's doing. You know where he's going to get the ball. You know he's going to be playing on your shoulder, and he is dangerous. Perez, Maddison, these two players just behind him are very effective. Does everything right. Deserves to be a goal. Beat the goalkeeper twice, but as I said, maybe they're getting that little bit of luck in this game, Sheffield United.